Hey everyone, this here is John Snoodler Bosick, and I'm going to be giving you my review of the third episode of VeggieTales, Are You My Neighbor? Let's get started. So first, we're greeted at the countertop with Bob and Larry apparently seems to be wearing a shoe on his head. Then Bob explains the reason why. It's because they got a letter from a little girl named Natasha Robinson from Savannah, Georgia, who asks, what does it mean to love your neighbor? Then we start off with our first story, which is a Seussical retelling of the parable of the Good Samaritan, found in Luke 10:25 to 37, called The Story of Flubberu. So the story of Flubberu is about two feuding cities duking it out with each other, with one city who are wearing shoes on their heads and the other city wearing pots on their heads, and are pelting each other with their signature headgear on who is better than the other. Meanwhile, there's a boy who is played by Larry decides to take his pet toy lobster out for a walk, but unfortunately will get robbed by the three scallions and then have his head get shoved into a hole. And just so you think things couldn't get worse, two of his own people who are supposed to help him decides to desert him due to the fact that they claim to be too busy to help him. And then the unthinkable happens when a boy from Gibberty Lot decides to go out of his way to help get him out of the hole and pay for his medical bill, causing this to unite the two cities and make peace with each other. Then we segue to our silly song with Larry, the ever so popular Hairbrush song, which is what made Silly Song so popular. So thank you, Hairbrush Song. All of us fans owe you our gratitude. So the song is about Larry, after finishing his morning bath, is searching for his hairbrush, leading it to a few of our veggie friends feeling shocked and slightly embarrassed by the sight of Larry in a towel, telling him where they might have seen the hairbrush, telling Larry that he doesn't have any hair, and that Bob gave his hairbrush to the Peach because he does have hair. Some friends you have, Larry, treating your hairbrush like that? I think these are the most toxic friends in your life. They're even worse than Penny Proud's friends. No, actually, they might be the worst. Anyways, long story short, the Peach returns the hairbrush to Larry and thanks him. Larry tells him to take care of his hairbrush and takes a bow at the end. Next, we pivot to Junior's bedroom where Junior and his dad are talking about who should they invite for Junior's birthday party. And Junior's dad suggests that he invite his new neighbor Fernando, and Junior is not in favor with this idea because he says that he talks kind of funny. Dang, Junior, you're so racist. His dad encourages him that God wants us to love everyone and tells him to give it some thought. Then a spaceship appears with Bob and Larry telling him that the USS Apple Pies needs him to help fix up the power, because if they don't do it quickly in 8 minutes, a popcorn meteor would smash the ship to smithereens. And as they arrive on this USS Apple Pies, Junior meets two gourds who everyone says that they're kind of weird, and that nobody wanted to be their friends because they sing and eat and sing. Then Junior asked them if they would like to help save the ship. Of course, they agree, and they eat the popcorn ball meteor, save the ship, and also figure out the power situation with the ship, leading to everyone dancing like the end of Hotel Transylvania. And Junior goes back home learning to not be so racist towards Fernando. Then we cut back to the countertop, and Query the computer pulls up the verse, which is Leviticus 19:18. Love your neighbor as yourself. Yeah, they only do like half of a verse. That's kind of a problem. And considering the whole Bible verse is really more about loving your enemies. But anyways, that's not important. Bob and Larry wrap up the whole episode with a moral, and that's that. Okay. Let's break this down. I absolutely love this episode. To me, this is the best 90s episode that we've got. Hands down. The humor, the songs, the writing, even Jimmy and Jerry were really enjoyable in their first appearances. And I especially love the message of this episode as well too. It's especially relevant here in today's times as well, since we are so divided and up to our necks in politics and what is the right theology in Trump and anti-Trump. It's a lesson I definitely needed to learn as well too. One grump of this episode is that the animation doesn't really hold up, especially in 2025 today's standards. But hey, it was what it was back then. Other than that, it's a really solid VeggieTales episode, and I would highly recommend it. But anyways, thanks for watching this review, and always remember, God made you special, and He loves you very much. This is John Snoodler Bosick signing out. Good night.